Hi guys, so this is Super Comic Girl. I am back with another awesome video, and today I'm going to do a little rant about The Boys, which is Amazon Prime's superhero show, and I will be using some profanity in this video, so if you do not want to hear me cuss, please turn off the video. So in today's episode, I am going to be talking about, as I said, about The Boys and why one particular episode really got Amazon thinking, yeah, we really need to rethink this, or some effect like that. So it was called Herogasm, and apparently it's an event that the Supes go to, and basically they do all sorts of things that they would not do when they are out there among people. And it's actually I believe it's a story arc. And so anyways, so I'm not going to go into details about Herogasm because I did not watch the episode. It has been strongly considered to be, in my opinion, R-rated to the max, and everything. So The Boys, for people who may not know or may not have Amazon Prime, The Boys is based on a comics series entitled The Boys. And it's in a world in which you have people that have superpowers. They can fly, they can do all sorts of stuff that you would think. And basically they are a complete ripoff of both the DC and Marvel universes. Without it being I only watched halfway through the first season of the show. And I am going to tell you, it literally is enough to make you so glad that Marvel and DC is around to really give you a very much of a sterilized version of these characters. So, anyways, so the thing about The Boys is all the boys except the Supes except for Starlight are completely fucking corrupt. Starlight is still this kind of person who believes, and it's rightfully so, which is why I consider her to be a true superhero. She believes that power should absolutely be used for good, for the betterment of humanity. And this is what I like about her so much. She was raised much differently than probably the rest of the Supes. And also the thing is, she doesn't like how she got her powers. She did no idea about these experiments and all that type of stuff. And when she finally finds out about it, she is like completely horrified, and she has a huge shouting match with her mother over this. I get the feeling that she feels like that the choice to be normal compared to being superpowered was absolutely taken away from her, and I really like her as that kind of character. She joins the boys to fight this, and I really think that makes her a really great character and all that. So, I do not like the show for the reason that these so-called superheroes do not do anything other than cause as much insane carnage as these assholes can possibly think to do. And they think they're above the law. They want to, Volt wants to have these military contracts to turn their superpowered assets into military grade weapons. It's absolutely insane the amount of corruption and debauchery and all this other bullshit that goes along. And you have them fooling everyone into believing that they are the good guys, which they are not, except for Starlight. And then you had this one scene that really rankled me. You had this blind superhero, kind of like Daredevil, and he gets killed. I mean, literally, it's like basically destroys his hearing. So he can't, he's now blind and deaf. And he is, I mean, this poor kid, I just felt so bad for him that he's blind and now that he's deaf, and now he's going to have to rely on other people to help him navigate a world which first he can't see, now he can't hear. Hopefully they'll be able to, I doubt they'll be able to repair the damage, but I really did feel bad for him. Complete just stupidity. That's why after halfway through the first season, I was like, no, this is just too much even for me. I love superheroes. I actually watched the first episode of Invincible, another Amazon Prime superhero show that does use a lot of vulgar language, but the superheroes in the show, they truly defend people from things, and they're not the reason that things happen. But yeah, so it's just insanity. I would rather watch Invincible than The Boys, because Invincible reminds me of superheroes that I actually can trust to doing this, to saving people instead of, being popular and all that. Another interesting thing is apparently somebody was sick and tired of Homelander and did this death match between Superman and Homelander, and Superman kicked Homelander's ass because Superman gets his powers from the yellow sun and Homelander got his powers from a serum. Now, I will state one thing that's interesting about The Boys is it does introduce the idea that superheroes can pass on their powers to their children. So you've got this kid who is Homelander's son, who develops his powers not through a chemical, but it's encoded in his genetic code. So he can do all the stuff Homelander does, but he doesn't have the mentality. He doesn't have the mentality and the ego, and he just wants Homelander to leave him and his mother alone, who is, by the way, the leader of the boys thought she was deceased. But he just wants Homelander to leave him alone, and just let him live life as much as he can as a normal child. Though he knows he's not normal, he just wants Homelander to shut up, stop coming around, and leave him and his mother alone. And Homelander has this thing of, I am not going to be told what to do, even by my own son. And he makes it very clear that he is going to try to warp this kid's morals, and he's going to try to turn him into, himself. But yeah, so that is it for today. Like I said in my previous video, I am going to be doing a review of the final episode of Ms. Marvel, and then next week I am going to be doing a video where I explain why you should read the comics and not rely on the show for your source material of, like, the powers and all that type of stuff. So I will see you guys around, and until next time, read on. Bye.